There's been a lot of talk about creativity here at the conference this morning, and creativity seems to be your personal bugaboo with the entire future of addressable television advertising. Can you explain your position?
Well, I think creative has lagged behind our ability to optimize media on behalf of agencies and advertisers. So if you think about the journey that digital media has taken, we've gotten pretty good at pulling the levers to get an ad in front of the right audience and do a pretty good job of optimizing that audience with the creative we have. With the advent of dynamic creative optimization, it's another lever for us to pull, and we have found that when you are tailoring ads on the fly for a particular user or group of users, that performance normally increases almost every single time. So give us another lever to pull, creative, and we've got all parts of the equation. There's no reason that we can't deliver a good outcome for an advertiser.
So identify the problem. Why don't we have that lever yet really integrated into the arsenal? And more importantly, what steps need to be taken to get the creative community more on board with this entire process?
I think the issue has been more along the lines of creative agencies and how they make money. Because if you look at where most of the revenue is coming from companies like Eyeview, they're going to media companies. They're going to the media agencies who will add an incremental CPM onto a media buy, utilize the dynamic creative optimization that an Eyeview or other company would offer, and are getting a very fine return on investment. The creative shops have tended to be a time and materials business, and as a result they don't have incremental money to spend on this, and because it's a time and materials business proposition, anything that shortens the amount of time that they spend working on creative, which a lot of these companies do help accomplish, means they lose money. So I think they have to re-examine their business models and embrace the data that comes from utilizing dynamic creative optimization, use it in the creation of the advertising going forward, and use it in a way where they can actually spend more time with the clients to make sure they have the creative proposition right. And I think you're seeing that happen already.
So are we talking about also the rapid evolution and deconstruction of the agency model, and are we going to be looking in the future at bringing the creative and the media companies back together again, where they've been separated a lot in the past?
Well, it's a good question, and I think with the advent of digital, the whole value chain has become blurred, and you have a lot of people intruding on parts of the value chain that were historically, let's say, part of a advertising agency, particularly the creative. They owned the big idea 20, 25 years ago, and nowadays just about any top digital media company has a creative group, which has been working on their website, make it more enticing to users, but they also have pretty good ideas many times, and they'll take those directly to advertisers, and the advertiser likes it and buys it. And all of a sudden the agency is in the position of only buying because the creative is already done. Now, we hear a lot about the ability to take the data that comes from a media buy, and as well as the data that comes from the creative impact of that buy, and mixing them together. And as a result, I think you're going to find the creatives working with the media agencies more closely in the future. And who knows, maybe they'll combine again at some point in time, but maybe not in my lifetime.
So prognosticate, chicken and egg question. In 5 years, where is addressable TV going to be led from? The creative side or the data side?
I actually believe that the data will show that roughly, and it's going to be hard to figure out whether I'm right or wrong, but 50% is going to come from putting the right ad in front of the right person. And what's the right ad? That's the creative side. The right person is the media side. And I do believe that those two will work hand in hand. Now, when you talk about addressable TV and dynamic creative optimization for video, the ability to actually pull together in real time a video that's targeted to a user or group of users, technically possible, but very difficult. In fact, if you're a creative director, think about how many different pieces of video that you have to produce in order for them to fit together in a real-time mechanism. Today, much of that video optimization or creative optimization is done through the use of superimpositions over the video that's playing in the background, being able to tailor it for a dealer, in a particular region of the country. But in the future, it's going to be video advertising coming together in real time and tailored to a particular user or group.